Well, good afternoon, scrapbooking friends. This is Barbara Koshan of Scrapbooking with Barbara, and I know it's been a while since I have posted a video, so I thought that the delivery of my Creative Memories orders this afternoon might be kind of a fun excuse to get behind the camera again. This Staycation collection that I'm going to show you up close and personal today is the latest collection, one of the latest collections that was released by Creative Memories on Monday. And so I just got my order about an hour ago. Staycation was designed to reflect what's been going on in our world for the past year. You know, the encouragement to stay home and to socially distance from people has created the positive side of that is that we have done more things at home. We have come up with ways to entertain ourselves at home, and this collection was really designed to help support those photos of those events that we have enjoyed this past year. So the first thing we'll look at is the designer paper pack, and just like all of our paper packs, you're getting 12 sheets of 12 by 12 double-sided printed paper. As I say in every video, this first sheet, the packaging sheet, is usable, so don't throw this out. People do everything from cutting shapes out of these different paper sample photos and using them on their pages and borders, to cutting white mats and the border backgrounds out of the flip side. So this is really an awesome thing to hold on to. Make a stack of them in your workspace, and don't throw them out because they're very, very usable and are safe to use in your albums. So the first sheet we'll look at, we have orange. They almost look like you could use them as snowflakes or even suns. They're orange and white and tan on an orange background. Kind of subtle, not a bright screaming at you orange. And then on the flip side, you see it is the sort of muted orange on off-white. Very tiny diagonal lines. So looks like most of these would be very, very good to use for any kind of a layout that you have that would, you know, want to use both sides of your photo mounting paper. So here we have little tiny navy houses on a white background. Very cute. You'd have to kind of like really look to notice that they're houses. That's how tiny they are. And then the flip side is a navy zigzag pattern. The zigzag is in like a silver gray color and, you know, maybe like a light blue color. So very subtle. And here we have a green printed, sort of like different colors of green, circles, nice circle design with white on a mint background. And then we have a very dark, uses like an arrow, square arrow design on this other side. We have green, and then we have our printed little teardrop shapes in navy and red and sort of a yellow and pink color, and the background of that is this green color, the very, very subtle light green print all over. So green, and you'll notice that there's a lot of greens and blues and sort of orangey tans. These are all colors that will work with a wide variety of photos. We just know that blues and greens tend to work, so if you're ever trying to make a decision about paper packs or colors to load in your stash, blues and greens and, you know, some of the lighter colors of brown are very, very complementary to a wide range of photos. So this sheet here, I don't know if you can see it, it's a very, very light, almost like a parquet wooden floor design. It's not really, if you didn't really look at it, you might not even notice that it's sort of like a wood finish. And then the other side is kind of fun. This is those little, I think they call them little balloons that you have when you're reading cartoons, where they have all the, you know, what the person's thinking or what he's saying. So you could have some very fun things, very fun times with these if you wanted to cut them out individually and, you know, make people in your photos say things that maybe they didn't say. So that could be a good time. And then we have, this is like an orange tan colored stripe with white. And on the flip side, oh, here we go. Those are houses. Those are a little bit more identifiable houses. And a white background with sort of a line sketch, the colors of the paper pack reflected in here, the navy, the red, the orange, the greens. So nice versatile paper pack. I think you'd get a lot of use out of those particular designer papers. So what came with the collection also is a set of embellishments, a variety matte pack, and stickers. And I opened up the variety matte pack just to make it easier. I wouldn't spend time during the video doing that. So variety matte packs, as you all know, contain two sizes of mats. You have your 6.5 by 4.5, the larger ones that you can actually use as a photo mat by just putting a photo right down. You'll have a little bit of a border. And then these are 4 by 6. So these are good placeholders if you're doing a layout that uses 4 by 6 photos, and oftentimes you might not have the exact number of photos, so these work really well to either be little titles or decorations. So we have Oh So Fun and Home. Ooh, Happy Memories, little floral with reasons I love this. Oftentimes you're going to find places that you can journal or write your own information down. Home is where the Wi-Fi is. Isn't that the truth? My goodness, that's a good one. Home is where the Wi-Fi is. Sort of a journaling box and a decorative piece. And that could be used as a title with the little house on it. Family in Scrabble letters. That's very cute. And this is a little bit of a different take on family. Here's our story. I like the way they put the date to make sure you're writing it down. Our story has sort of looks like an index card. And there's one of those. Are they called balloons or bubbles? Somebody needs to let me know about that. Another index card with a balloon. Another index card, 2 balloons. And you should always realize that it's fine for you to cut these out and use them as embellishments. You don't have to always think of the card as having to stay intact. Somebody might decide they want that word moments, and they might cut that right off of the part of the card, and then you still have the card to use. So look at your variety matte packs, your variety mats as more than just cards. They can be embellishments. Again, you could cut that camera or cut just the smile and use the rest of the card for something else. Good times together. And another index card with the balloon. So those are the 4 by 6s, and the 4.5 by 6.5s we'll look at. This actually mimics one of the pieces of designer paper that you saw, and actually that one does too, but it's a different color. It's not the orange on orange, it's like tan on tan. This could be used as a journaling block, or you can see it would make a nice border around a photo. You can cut these strips if you don't want to use them in a block like this. You can line them up on the page however you want. Again, trying to think out of the box. This is a blue on green diagonal striped piece. And here we have, this could be a good journaling box. You put a title here. And again, cut that off, do whatever. It could be used as a mat. You could divide this up. Another journaling style box, a mat or a journaling box. Here's a sort of a graph paper, green on green. I think that's supposed to go that way. I suppose you could go either way for journaling. And that's just a sort of orangey tan on orangey tan stripe. And we've got maybe a title box. Same take on that, same design, colors. These you can use as a mat, or you can cut them in half and use each one of those separately. Or you could just use the entire back of that. Same thing with this. These are designed so you can cut them in half and use them separately. So you have a choice on that one. So her title, well, that's neat with the kind of sunshine. And another title that matches the designer paper really well. And here's another Again, titles or journaling boxes, and then you've got kind of a nice background. You can put a photo on that, and you'd have just a little bit of design around the photo. So that's the variety map pack, which will go very, very nicely with the rest of the Staycation. So we have two more pieces. We have the embellishments, and embellishment packs, usually we get some kind of a set of enameled stickers. So these are raised enamel stickers in the colors that will really complement the papers and the other pieces of this particular collection. So in terms of our, let's take a look. Fire pit will be used by a lot of us, I think. Exploring our backyard. Here's a nice one. A tree. There's a house. Making sure you guys can see all this. I can probably do this. A garden. Journaling kind of box. Eating outside picnic. Pool. A bike. Here's home. Love. Welcome to. This just happened. Some arrows, those would be fun to play with, white and red. Another bike. Staycation. Baking bread. How many people baked more than they ever had? Jenga. It's fun. The joy is in the journey. Here's some popcorn and wine. That's a favorite of mine. Baked with love. Family time. We are all here. A couple of mugs of coffee or tea. Another big balloon. You guys still see everything. It's a day trip journaling box, a little note journaling box. Oh, here's a great one. Here's like a phone. That's cute. It goes that way. Yep. Another sort of a journaling box. Here's cards. How many people played cards more than ever? Home sweet home. Another box, bubble rather. Takeout, yeah, this should be a big one. Books we've read, and we have our car, relaxing with some self-care, game night, local tourists, and a camera. So a nice variety of different embellishments that I think we all could find something to use with our scrapbooking layouts about our Staycation experience last year. And then lastly, we have stickers. Our stickers always have 3 strips of stickers. So we have, this one has, you can see a few titles. Some of these sort of mirror some of the embellishments. Here's wine and grapes, car, swing set. Ooh, chess pieces. That's kind of fun. How many people watched The Queen's Gambit? That was very popular over the past year. That's the first one. The second one is sort of more titles, words. This is Gnome in the Garden. So cute. Staying in. Thankful for our furry friends. Absolutely. All home, at-home essentials, East-West home is best, bless this mess, outdoor oasis, lots of fun things to choose from. And oh, look at that. That's a very different one with the dominoes. I think that's pretty unique. So these are the 12-inch border strips that you can use in addition to cutting maybe borders with your border maker system or one of our border punches. You have 2 striped ones. You have this neat one. It looks like of a home. It's hard to see here, but it would be great if you have a dark background. The dominoes, and then here's like sort of the picket fence. So all of these are available on my website to order right now. I think this is going to be a popular collection just because it's so universal. So many of us can use what is in it. So take a look, and I'm sure you would get a lot of use out of it if you chose to pick it up. So the last thing I just wanted to show you, because it came with my order, is the Dine Decorative Border Punch. And this was so exciting to see when we looked at the new products last week. This is a border punch that shows, as you can see, it shows sort of eating utensils and plates. So here it is. And I just happen to be a foodie, so, you know, my eyes lit up when I saw this. I have a tendency of taking pictures of food or taking pictures of things that I've made. And so having a border punch like this is very, very fun. And, you know, the other thing about border punches, and some of them lend themselves to this idea more than others, but, you know, you can punch a border and you can cut the segments of the border up and actually use them from embellishments. So it might be a little bit easier when I actually punch a border to show you how that might work. So the way all of our border makers work is that you're going to unlock it, and there's a lock on it to keep it a little bit smaller to make it easier to store. So there's your lever, and then you're going to see that on the border maker there are lines on the front, so you can line up your paper either on the left side or the right side. It really doesn't make any difference. And the other thing you'll see is that there is the actual design of what you're punching out is printed on either side, and that's going to be helpful as you line up your border, line up the paper as you punch through. So I'm going to just take you through this really quickly. This is a piece of designer paper. I'm lining it up right here because I like to go right to left. That's just me. And you also want to bump it up right to that little, it's like a little wall, a little lip. You want to make sure that that's bumped up right to the top of that. You can feel it kind of engage. And once you have it lined up on that top lip, and then you have it nice and angled at this bottom, you're going to just punch it. And you move it through, and then you're going to line up. As you can see, I'm lining up the cut paper with the pattern underneath. And you always want to make sure that you're pushing the designer paper so it stays up on that lip. You don't want to start going on the diagonal. You punch it again, and you push it through. Push it again. You keep doing that until you have gotten all the way through. As long as you're lining up the punched paper with the design on the actual maker, you're going to be fine. Everything will line up. Actually, I think that one I might have, you can see on this one I didn't line it up quite right, and it just sort of went off a little bit, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Then you get all these nice little leftover pieces. You always want to bang your punch a little bit to make sure that they all slide off, and then I'm just going to dump those in my trash. Back. And so there's my border that I've punched. So what I was talking about before is you could actually cut, you know, a segment of this, like cut the plate with the fork and knife, or, you know, make the cut there and sort of divide this up into separate embellishments. So how cute is that? Now, that side doesn't show up as well. This shows up really nicely. So this is going to be really great to have, because next month, or hoping sometime next month, we're going to be getting the wine border maker cartridge for our border maker system, which is going to have wine glasses. So then you can have like this whole dining experience with the two different borders. So that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Staycation collection and a little preview of how to use our Dine Decorative Border Punch. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And I always have, every month I have events, virtual events. All my events are still virtual, so no matter where you are watching this, if you want to join in on the fun, and I probably should have done this before, but all you have to do is send me an email at barbaracoshan@yahoo.com. I think this is also somewhere on your YouTube channel site, barbaracoshan@yahoo.com, and I'll get you on my newsletter list. We have people from all over the country joining us. We continue to have just sort of a small, fun group at our virtual events, but I would love to have you join us. And it just is a nice way for people to connect while we continue to sort of socially distance during hopefully the end part of this pandemic. So have a great afternoon, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take good care.